Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Caitlin DeWild with the Social DVM. I hope you enjoyed last week's tutorial on creating a basic overlay using your clinic's logo. And today we're going to just delve a little bit deeper and try to make that a little bit more advanced so you can add other design elements like text and other geometric shapes, things that will draw more attention to your photos, plus give them a more professional and polished appearance before you put them out on your social media platforms. You can see from these examples from my vet animal clinic that we have actually used the same overlay on all of these pictures. So basically having an overlay with your clinic's name or logo on it, you can reuse it again and again and again, and it can save you a lot of time in creating the style of image that you want, not to mention a more branded appearance before you put them out on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're going to share these. So we hope you will enjoy this video tutorial. We do have the previous tutorial and exactly step-by-step instructions in a text format available on our blog on thesocialdvm.com. Just go to blog, scroll on down, and there's last week's tutorial. This time we're going to just try the video because that seemed to be a little bit more popular, but certainly if you need step-by-step instructions, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to provide those for you. And if there's a demand for that, we will certainly continue to create those in tutorials moving forward. We're just starting with these, so if you have any feedback or questions, we'd love to hear from you. Our email is info@thesocialdvm.com. You can contact us through the website or Facebook and Twitter as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So again, we're going to use PicMonkey to do this tutorial today. So go ahead and navigate to www.picmonkey.com. And if you'll remember from our tutorial last week, you're going to start out by designing a blank canvas. Okay, so go ahead and roll your cursor over design and choose square. Again, we're using square images because those are the most Facebook friendly without cutting off any part of the image within everyone's Facebook feed or timeline. So it'll automatically load you up here with a white square, and it will automatically have the Basics Edits toolbar available here on the left. Conveniently, the canvas color will already be popped up. So what you want to do, because this is going to be an overlay that you're going to overlay on top of another image, this needs to be predominantly clear. So you'll click this little box here next to transparent canvas. You'll notice that the square turns to gray and white checkerboard, and go ahead and hit apply. Okay, so you've got your blank canvas to start designing on. So the first thing that we want to do is go to overlays, because we're going to overlay something onto our canvas here. In this example, we're going to talk about adding an area in this region of the overlay for you to add your logo, text, message, whatever you want to use. So there's lots of different overlays you can create using PicMonkey's features, lots of different shapes and graphic clip art elements, that kind of thing, mustaches, funny sunglasses, all kinds of stuff. But what we're going to do is just very basic and create a portion of the picture that's going to be just for your text and logo that won't interfere with the image itself. So under General, which is the very top of the list under Overlays, you'll see Geometric. You want to start out with this plain rectangle. So we'll drop that rectangle right into the middle of your image here, and you just want to drag that and resize it to fit your square. And it's okay if it overlaps a little bit. If it comes out over here, it just doesn't show up. That's fine. You might want to make it a little shorter so it doesn't take up as much of the square. Maybe something like that. Okay. So now we've got our geometric element on here. We're going to want to add our logo maybe in this area, bottom left or right hand corner, whatever you'd like to do. So for this, you're still in the Overlays tab. You're going to select your own. And that will open up various files on your computer and certainly navigate to the appropriate folder. Again, we're going to use Plum Creek's logo, so go ahead and select that. It will drop it again in the middle of your image here, and you can resize it and move it wherever you'd like. So we're going to put it in this bottom corner. Obviously it's a little big, so we're going to try to shrink it down a little bit. Might make our box a little bit bigger here so we don't have to scrunch it too much, just to make that clearly visible. Okay, so you can play around with resizing that. So now our logo is on this image, and we have plenty of room that we could add any kind of text we want. Now, the fun thing about PicMonkey is there's a lot of features you can play around with. Obviously, it doesn't look that great to have a black box logo here, and you can change the colors of your overlay either before or after you put them onto another image. In this case, like I said, we're not going to use this black very often. It's kind of boring. So let's go ahead and change the color. To do that, you'll click on the element itself, and you'll see this pop-up toolbar over here. The easiest way to go about doing this is to click on this rectangular kind of vertical box here. And you notice it gives me an eyedropper. If I run that eyedropper over any of these colors, it will automatically change your geometric shape to whatever color that is, which is pretty handy. So you can get it to exactly match your clinic logo color palette if you have one. You can also use this to exactly match, for instance, the color of the dog's collar or whatever you want to do. So go ahead and click that. I think the blue will look good with this. And our overlay is complete. You can also play around with recoloring the logo itself if you want. You can fade it if you don't want it to be that dark. You can fade it with this scrolling thing here. You can also make it blend in various fun effects, all kinds of things for you to play around with. But for now, to keep it simple, we're just going to leave it like that. So our overlay is done, and we're ready to save it and use it on a photo that we're ready to edit. So again, we're going to go ahead and name this before we save it. I do recommend being specific since it's hard to visualize these in the picture preview when you're trying to find a file. So let's call this Plum Creek Overlay Horizontal Bar. You don't have to be that specific if you don't want to, but that's what I like to do. Go ahead and save it. It will confirm up here that you've saved, and you'll want to close out of here, and you're taken back to PicMonkey home. So now we want to edit a photo. Let's say we have a photo of a cat or a dog in our exam room. We can even go ahead and use our laser cat example that we used last week. So here we have a laser cat. That's what I like to call it. Obviously a cat receiving some laser therapy at Plum Creek. Very cool picture. So now we want to use our overlay onto this picture. The first thing that we need to do is crop it to be a square photo because our overlay is square and Facebook wants us to have square photos, so we'll do that. So go ahead and crop your image, which was already uploaded under basic edits. Obviously on the crop tool, you can pre-select square. There you go, and we have plenty of room for our overlay here. So let's put our overlay on. Go to Overlays, Your Own. We've got our overlay with the horizontal bar, and we can again just drag that over. And so you have plenty of room here that we could add a caption, describe what's going on, whatever you'd like to do, name the cat, without obstructing any part of the image itself. To add text to this photo, you would simply click on this T, capital lowercase t here, and it will give you the text options. I'm a little slow there. You'll notice it says ours and yours. You can import your own font. So if your clinic logo is a specific font and you'd like to be consistent with that and PicMonkey doesn't already have that font, you can actually upload your own font. But they have plenty to choose from. Lots of cool and traditional fonts, fun ones, and very easy to use. So let's just go ahead and pick, how about Chunk 5 here. So once you've selected your font, you click on it and then you click Add Text. And we're just going to call this Laser Kitty. And now again, I'm going to use the same eyedropper tool. So I want this to be white, so I'm just going to run my eyedropper over something white. I also want this text to be centered when I move it down over my overlay, so go ahead and click Centered. Now you can drag it, and you want it to fit your square. There you go. So you can change the font if you'd like, select any other features. You can change the color. Let's say you want it to match this, khaki color of the goggles here. That's easy to do. Just select that. So very easy to integrate different color schemes and features and kind of have a nice coordinated image. So let's try this on another one. So you can close out of here. We're not going to save this one. Again, we're going to edit an image here. This time we're going to use a picture from one of Plum Creek's veterinarians. She was actually on maternity leave and she wants to let her clients know that she's back. So let's go ahead and crop this to a square. Always hit apply. She's got a nice picture of her little toddler and her brand new baby. And now we're going to overlay our own overlay. Again, we're going to use our overlay with the horizontal bar, staying consistent with our color here. Drag that to fit. Now let's say we wanted our overlay to kind of match, say, the color of the swing. You can click this again, and again you can change it to any color you want. So keep those options in mind if you're feeling creative. You don't have to do any of those, but just an option. So we've got our overlay here and we want to add some text. So they're like, why are they posting pictures of baby on a vet clinic account? Well, in case you didn't recognize her, Dr. Kudamant is back. So we're going to make this white because it will show up better on the blue. Again, I like it to be centered. Go ahead and drag that over. You can center. You can change the size as well with this scrolling bar. And you're done. So that was easy. We didn't have to remember to put the logo on. We didn't have to do the bar. We didn't have to add text every time. Having this pre-made will save you a lot of time. Just go ahead and save. And you're done. And that photo is ready to go out on social media. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions or if you create something fun or creative, we'd love to see it. Shoot us an email, info@thesocialdvm.com, on Facebook, Twitter, or on our website. Thanks and have a great day.